I'm running a little late today, but thanks for joining me for our live stream today. And we are, let me get a couple of things set up. Do, 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 do. It seems like it's going to rain. Do you know what the weather holds, honey?
I do not. I'm not a meteorologist.
But you're a wizard. He's a little bit of a wizard. Hey, Carol. Hey, Comatose. How are y'all doing today? Okay. And I'm in live chat, not top chat. Let me make sure we're, I think Randy just got the notification that we're live. Okay. Ooh, and I have some cold coffee. Not like room temperature, but I actually put it in the fridge. So I'm doing really good today. It has been a crazy busy day. For like a couple of days now. Get all my laundry folding done and watch at the same time. Right on, Amanda. I've been folding my laundry and it feels like years. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been doing the whole just like dump it in a bucket kind of thing. Or the dresser drawer, not a bucket. It feels like dumping it in a bucket. It's pretty good. I'm trying something new with my coffee. I'm doing like a pour over coffee. But the grounds that I have taste like, well, they taste like dirt. They taste like burnt, horrible dirt. So I don't know, but trying it out. I think maybe I'm like scalding it, not scolding it, but scalding it. Hey Lisa, hey Joe, hey Drax, Michelle, aloha. We are gonna be doing some wire wrapping today. Oh, it does, doesn't it? That's like my vibe for today. Is paisley so hard that it hurts your eyeballs. So, cheers, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Beep boop. Okay, yes. Wire wrapping. Faux show. Hey, Randy.
Yo,
Can you help me with something?
probably what's up?
Could you fill up the 2 jugs so I can water my houseplants later?
Yeah.
I've forgotten for like 2 days in a row, and I just looked at my houseplant and it went, and dust came out of its leaves. So, wire wrapped bird's nest pendant. Yeah, I'd actually seen that one, that tutorial in a magazine maybe like 12 years ago. Um, but it's really cool, and I was kind of kicking myself because I was like, I know I saw it in a magazine, but I really should make that. And then somebody else did it, and I was like, okay, well that's fine. But it's perfect time of year for that sort of thing too. Ah, well, thanks, Drax. I actually gave Randy and I haircuts this morning, so I don't know. Don't tell Randy, but I should probably go to a salon. He's like, don't cut it, go to a salon. And I was like, no, I'm not going to pay somebody to do my hair. And then I did it, and I was like, I should probably pay somebody to do my hair. um, so that's a thing. Okay. Also, I have not cleaned my work surface in a minute, so I should probably do that before we really get to crafting. I do have a piece that I need to wire wrap today. Is my friend Christina in the house?
You know, my love, I just don't understand you.
What?
You'll put dishes into the sink and fill them with water, but not wash them.
I meant to wash it. I washed some of them. Yes, I did actually. I did wash some of them.
Did you?
Yeah. Did you
Because
see the
I've
ones
been
in the
moving
tray?
those same ones out of the sink for like 3 days.
Well, because I keep. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not gonna argue with you, but I am making some headway in progress.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I have to go beat him up now. Get back here. I'm gonna do a couple of acorn pendants today, as well as maybe a moon. That might be pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the camera turned around, and we are Ooh, J-Max is reorganizing my craft room. You know, I've been having the having the hankering to do a bit of reorganization. Oh my gosh, thank you, Peggy. Thank you so much. That's very generous of you. Oh, I might wrap this guy today too. This little heart cab. So I'm going to get warmed up, I think, on a couple of acorn pendants. And Peggy, do you have any special requests or anything? Or Jeremy says dishes in the sink. That's a normal thing, right? It is. This time of year, though, we try to keep the sink extra clean and extra dry because, and my stream crashed. So we're back. There we go. And Randy actually hid, I think he hid like half of our forks. So now we have to do dishes more often.
Who?
You did. Where'd you put my forks?
You hid them.
I hid them?
Yes.
Where'd I hide my forks? And why am I blaming it on you?
I wanted to give those forks away, but you said no and took them from me and ran.
Oh, well, I don't know what I did with them, but I missed them because we keep running out of forks now. Apparently, we need 70 forks for 2 people.
I know.
I need them. Ooh, I missed it. Kelly, what'd you say? Ooh, happy Tuesday. Ow. Well, hazy dog. I think I missed your question. Kelly, could you repost it for me? About timeless wire weaving. Ah, right on, Dart. It's a good book. Lisa Barth knows her stuff, and what's more is very, very good at teaching it. Ooh, right on, Dark. Oh, Kelly's like, about the forks. Regarding forks, we have no forks. Ooh. Okay, it says, hi, got bumped. Just got my hair cut after 2 months of shaggy. Oh, well, thank you. I showered and combed it and used hairspray. Ooh, Serenity is so good, Jennifer. Oh, Dar, you're such a sweetie. Okay, I need to start by focusing on something. Don't know what, just something. And it might just be hiding more of my craft supplies from myself. Which I'd call it putting them away, but I'm not going to remember where I put them. So truly, it's just hiding them from future Vaughn. Wire weaving forks, that'd be pretty cool, actually. Like for eating with, just using a fork as the base. Okay. So, I'd had the idea to make as a little bit of a fundraiser for, how is there so much dog fur on this? Oh well. Welcome to my life. It's covered in dog fur. For our Acorn Acres dream, which is what our Camp Craft Along has sort of evolved into. But just kind of making and keeping in stock on the website some little acorn pendants. That would be Lampwork glass, beads with little acorn caps. My spoons are disappearing. You can't use 70 forks in a day. You can let Randy rest and not have to wash them every day. Apparently, we can use about 20 forks in a day. Because, like, I'll use one to, like, do eggs or something. So, like... So that's 3 for breakfast. That's 3 forks. And then sometimes I'll just grab a fork out of the dish drain and stir my coffee and then plunk it in the sink. So there's another fork. So like legitimately we go through like 20 to 30 forks a day. So I'm going to stop talking about that because I'm just shaming myself. And I'm not going to change my wicked ways. I am going to plug my phone in though. There we go. Nice and plugged in. Oh, that's what I was going to rummage for. Hey, Wendy. Do you know what I did with all of those not bead caps, head pins we just bought? Yeah, like a million years ago. Crap. See, this is why I call it hiding craft supplies from myself, because I know we got them.
Are they in the green thing?
Which, you're going to have to be more specific. What green thing?
It's like a greenish, bluish, portable.
Yeah, the little tray?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where I put that, though.
Oh, that's the worst.
It is, actually. Oh, I think I found it. But they're not in there. Like, some are in there, but they are not the ones I was looking for. Crap.
How you doing,
Where did I put them? Where are you? Alright, give me just a sec, guys. I'm rummaging. I have no stinking clue what I do this every time. Yeah, I just found it, but it doesn't have them in there. Like, they're the new ones that we had gotten to test out from the Amazon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Okie dokie then. And I know what I did is I was like, oh, I'll put them here so I will not lose them. Internal screaming intensifies. Aha! Found you! Okay. I put them in my very specifically not labeled save it for later drawer for future Vaughn. I'm really done with past Vaughn's BS. Are those wire ends from Friday? They are. Those are all my little scrap pieces from Friday. Holy crap! Thank you, Dark Angel. She says, will you guys be going to OzCon again when in person and not online like it is this year? Possibly. Where was OzCon?
Missouri.
Yeah.
Springdale?
Well, it was up by Kansas City, wasn't it?
No.
Springdale's not in Missouri.
Springdale, Arkansas.
Springdale, Arkansas. No, it's SawesomeCon is what I'm thinking of. That's in Kansas City.
It's the one that they had you as a guest.
Yeah! I'd love to go. That is West Plains?
West Plains.
Missouri? Sorry, it's a lot of the conventions that we go to. Please stand by while I scramble to make a valid excuse. But no, a lot of them are like something con or con something. And so it's very easy for me to get my wires crossed. Ooh! Allison says, you can always film yourself anytime you put things away. Then when you can't find it, watch the video. But then I'd have to actually label and keep track of which videos are showing me hiding what evidence. So...
You're going to edit those videos.
Do what, Randy?
So if you think for a minute, you're going to edit those videos.
Yeah,
too.
that's true. Man, you didn't have to murder me. Like... But I am trying out some ball head pins, some ball style head pins from Amazon. And the one who always stops at your booth and cosplayed as Izuku Midoriya. Ooh, right on, Dark Angel. I know I mispronounced that. But no, I'm really excited to see if Randy and I are able to kind of start participating in the world again whenever it opens back up. But yeah, I wanted to make just some cute little like acorns. And I even tried making, if y'all want to see some wrecked beads. Let me go grab them real quick. Oh, hey, I got these beads still too. I haven't even done anything with them. They've been sitting in the water since last time. Oh, hey, little bean.
7 tonight, yeah.
Huh?
7 tonight, yeah.
Yep. And I can go longer if necessary. So I've been experimenting with some glass colors that apparently scorch really easily. And I tried making an acorn, and you can see it's all lumpy and horrible. Oh, Valerie, I would...
Brilliant idea.
Huh?
You need to label a box or a drawer for future Vaughn and put stuff in there.
And always look there first. That's a really good idea, Yvette. Hey, by the way. Well, we think we want to call our forever home maybe Acorn Acres. I don't know if Randy's disagreed and I just ignored him, or if he agrees with it as well. No, we're not calling it Wunderland. Vonderland. No. Because this isn't about me. This is about No, absolutely not on the Randy Von Ranch. It sounds like we eat people shortly after like bad touching them. Like straight up.
It's always an experience.
No, no. Isn't there saying it's always an experience at Randy Von Ranch? God, no. Kelly says, hey Vaughn, is there a resin mold for runes? Ooh, maybe. Yvette says, well, actually sounds more like a brothel. Oof. Oh no. Ooh, maybe Dark Angel. We're currently closed on taking custom orders because I am becoming convinced that I am incapable of completing custom work within a timely manner. Wonderland was fun. I like Acorn Acres though. They said. But yeah, I'd love to go to the Ohio Renaissance Festival. Our good friends with Eridani Studios vend there, and I think it'd be super cool kind of to just go and like crash their booth a little bit. Be like, sup, y'all? Do, 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 do. Why do I have this stuck in my head? Acorn Acres are a dime a dozen. Randy says he's never heard of them. Is that how much they're selling for? Or are they? Because I tried Googling it. I didn't find any. Ooh, right on, Dark Angel. Let me see if I can remember how to make jewelry. Do, 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 do. Right on, Jean. I just bought one of the Amazon renewals with my birthday money. Haven't had a chance to test them though. Right on. Right? I have no idea when they're going to start opening everything back up again. But we'll be ready. Hopefully, maybe. I named the farm property Tara. The farm. I recently went to an estate sale and purchased a 1954 special edition copy of Gone with the Wind. Right on. I think I'm still in live chat. Right on. Well, getting your schoolwork done is important. Right, Kelly? They don't open it up for everybody here until I think April 6th. So we're doing our best to just stay home, which honestly isn't too that much of a stretch. These copper bead caps are Vintage brand. I have not been able to find anything even remotely similar that has this nice, obviously, acorn style. They're like $1 a piece. It hurts, but I figure they're super pretty. I believe I'm on live chat. Let me check. I am now on live chat on my camera, and I am on live chat on my tablet, or rather on my phone. Give me a second. Right on. But yeah, I really love these vintage bead caps. Apparently they have them available in like silver and brass tone as well. But I could only find them on Amazon with the copper, which I figured was just fine. I think there's one convention actually in Neosho. I don't know if they'll be happening again though, but it's a little bit of like an art show. No, I'd love to get to where I can make these. I was thinking about taking some of the acorn caps that we have, like the actual natural acorn caps, sealing them and electroforming them. But this is our official wave 1 of our fundraising acorns. I lost my There they are. Okay. Right on, Comatose. Ooh, can you not take a cast of the cap to make your own? Quite possibly. I do try to not just blatantly cast other companies' products without like I don't know. I could, if I could make a texture block to hammer this into or something, I think that'd be really cool. Maybe lost wax casting with all this copper scrap that we have, I might be able to make. Hey Lynn, how's it going? Oh, in Dayton, Ohio? Right on. I used to live in Peebles, Ohio. Bravo. Hey pro, of course. Of course. That's the first word you heard, you Virgo. Yeah, I don't know what I think of this coffee. I mean, I'm going to keep dumping it directly into my body, but I don't know what I think of it. If I were my 4mm beads, there we are. Okay. Hey, Wendy. I need more water for my beads. Yeah, because they're not completely submersed. Yeah, if everybody wants to tickle my like button, or smack it.
I'm always a big fan of the gentle caress.
Right. No, thanks, babe. Randy says,
no!
Stop. Thank you. You monster. So these are just some little chubby boy. Oh, Lynn, the beads are in water because it's rehydrating the bead release that's on the mandrels, and I really don't like making that powdery because it'll kill you, or something. And so, if we get that nice and wet, not only does it keep it from getting into the air, but it makes it a lot easier to pull off of the mandrel.
Well, now that I've kicked the tripod.
I know, it's so easy. Thank you so much, honey. Hey. Mwah. Mwah. Well, I'll have to get kisses from the dog then. Come here, Z. Mommy needs kisses. Oh gosh, your breath is kicking, bro. He says yours too, woman. Thank you, Z-Dog. But yeah, where most of the sales on our website go towards, well, keeping the lights on and buying food and all sorts of stuff like that. These acorns all of the proceeds will go towards the startup funds for getting the land and doing the things that we need to do for a camp craft along, which I think would be amazing. Hey, Holly. And hopefully, I think they'll also be a really nice kind of way of documenting. Hopefully, I get better at making Lampwork glass beads. So, hey, Elijah, how's it going? I'm doing really good today. Trying to snip this. I'm testing out some new ball head pins that we got on Amazon. And so far, I'm really pleased. Some ball pins that I've gotten off of eBay in the past were not centered, which is a problem. Like whenever I'm buying ball head pins, I want them to be nice and centered up. Like I want them to look like a balloon on a string, not like the letter P. And also the ones that I'd gotten on eBay, the heads popped off really easily. He says, I'm enjoying life. Right on. Hey, Danae, how's it going? All right on, J-Max. I'm actually not good enough at making beads yet to make them match as as earrings. So these are just going to be cute little like pendants or maybe bracelet charms or something. Might be kind of cool. They're all lopsided and weird, but also acorns kind of come out lopsided and weird sometimes too, right?
So you just want to bucket them all in.
Is the mailman out there? It's kind of late in the day for him, isn't it? Yeah, and the wire being brittle. That's a pretty big deal too, Droma. It's like you want your wire to be like nice and supple. That way, when you're wrapping, the bead's a little too big. But that way, when you're wrapping, it kind of stays the way it's supposed to. Ooh, what if we give him like little flower butts and make them look like little pomegranate acorns? Oh, that's kind of cute. We're gonna have to make some red ones that are pomegranates. Sitting at my new bench working on my first big shop update. Ah, congratulations and lots of good luck to you, Danae. Acorn in nature are unique. That's true, J-Max. That is very true. Oh, that's a chubby one. I like it though. I don't know, this one might be better with, we've got one of these silver caps. Well, it doesn't really look like an acorn though, does it? Yeah, little blueberries. That's what it reminds me of. Thank you, Dark Forest. Ooh, right on. Lynn says, I just received my bronze ball head pins from Amazon yesterday. Lynn says, I make my own copper balled head pins and eye pins, save some bucks to spend in other areas. For sure. And that's, I didn't buy any copper ones. I got the brass toned ones and the silver toned ones. Because if I'm making it at home, I can make the copper pretty easily. Yeah, let's stick to the, maybe. Right on. They are the vintage bead caps. I think if you actually go to my Amazon recommended list, it's linked there. I don't know. I'll see if I can add them to my toolkit.
They all peed in the yard.
Randy, you can't just be peeing in the.
What?
You're joking me, aren't you? He didn't say. Oh God, I hope he wasn't just peeing in the front yard. Because I'm not telling. This is why we need to move out to the country. So one of these days I'm gonna have to bail him out of jail for peeing with the dogs. Oh, right on, Danae. They are vintage. If you search Vintaj Acorn bead caps. Right on. Heather says looks like there are some similar ones on Etsy too. Ooh, I'll have to check that out. But I am definitely using these guys as a little bit of a warm-up to try to knock the rust off. My hands are all swollen and sore. So before I get to making wire wrapped pieces for folks today. Well, worst case scenario, somebody gets a blurry picture of a Sasquatch peeing in my front yard. Yeah. Once a country boy, always a country boy. The setup that I have, I'm not gonna lie, Lynn, was pretty expensive, but there's a much more economical way of kind of getting into it, where if you use a hothead torch, which you can get that set up for like $50. And then instead of using a kiln, you can use like a ceramic fiber cloth. The Northern Mudlarkers has a really great video on how they're making beads out of found sea glass and stuff. Or even, it's not even necessarily considered sea glass, I don't think. But anyhow, their setup is what I started with, pretty much, using a hothead torch and that ceramic fiber cloth. And that's a great way, if you're not able to take classes in person very much, for you to test out and see if working with beads, making your own beads, is for you. Because you don't know until you try something sometimes how much you love it or how much you're like, oh my God, this isn't for me. And then, but that setup gets quite costly buying the canisters of gas, because there were some days that I was going through about $30 of gas a day, because the map gas that you use around here is like $10 a canister, I think. And if I was, sitting down to like a 6 hour session at my torch, and then also I was having problems with the canister freezing up, um, and so I like was forced to take breaks because my fuel canister was freezing up. So, um, now this one's all lumpy and weird too. That's all right. I really like that guy. I wish my camera would figure itself out as far as the autofocus goes. I know there's like a million things on my desk that it's trying to pay attention to, but I'm gonna complain anyways. Ah, thanks, Lydia. Ooh, Lynn says I was looking at the microwave kilns but thought no. I recommend the microwave kilns for fusing glass, not necessarily for annealing beads. And if you're making smaller beads out of soft glass, the ceramic fiber cloth does work really well. You just have to do a fair bit of like torch annealing and kind of be careful and quick with it. Uh, but I'm actually looking at a place up in Kansas City that teaches classes that I kind of want to go and actually get to take a class in making Lampwork glass beads, because I feel like uh, I would really like to learn from somebody who's got a better idea of what they're doing instead of just kind of reading books and bumping around into things, which, I've learned a lot, but I'd love to have somebody who knows what they're doing looking over my shoulder and correcting and coaching me on, like, because like these ones that I'm about to show you guys as soon as I get done with this little batch over here, um, it's like, whenever I'm scorching the glass or, something like that, I'm hoping it'll be a good experience to have a teacher, because I've never actually gotten to have a teacher before. um, there was one time I took a watercolor painting class, and that was amazing. And it was from the fella who used to be the art teacher here in this area. And he was a very good teacher, and I absolutely loved taking the class. But like all of the other adults, like I'm not gonna like they kind of just all the people at my table were like the kids who talk through class grown up, and it's like, can y'all shut up for a second? I'm trying to learn. Like, but I don't know. I don't know why you would pay for a class and then ignore the teacher and talk the whole time. Um, but that's just me though. I'm that same way in yoga class. Whenever there was yoga classes, um, I went to a yoga class a few times, and there were like these two or three ladies in the back of the class who always thought that it would be, perfectly okay for them to just talk through the whole freaking thing. And but even the instructor like got onto them, and I was like, ugh. When you gonna do a questions video? Well, you can ask me anything you want right now, Jean, and I'll answer it as best I can. Um, thing is, Lydia, is I'm not particularly bright, but I know how to sit on my hands and shut up for 5 minutes sometimes. Actually, that's really challenging. Yes, Jennifer, those are my favorite bent nose pliers. Oh, where are they? Yeah. Okay, so this one I scorched the heck out of. She says I ask too much. No. What are you doing in that bowl? I am soaking up the bead release, which whenever I have these stainless steel mandrels, and you dip them in a product called bead release, like mine is Dip and Go Ultra Sludge, and you let it dry and you heat it up in the torch. Actually, this stuff you don't even have to let it dry. You heat it up on the torch, and it keeps the glass from sticking to the metal, because if you don't use that bead release, the glass adheres to the metal, and good luck trying to get it off of there. But if you make it all dusty and it gets up in your lungs, you're gonna have a hard time. But I really like, even though this one's super scorched, I still really like it. And I don't even know, like, is it supposed to look like that? I don't know. It was like a copper colored, like a copper green special. But this one right here is, I know it's not supposed to be that burnt. Where you get the square jars to use as mandrels? Jean, I get them from Chessex Dice. I lost my pliers. Here, let me stick that one back in there. Let me see if I can grab one. So yeah, these things, whenever we buy, like you can go to gaming shops or even on Amazon and just search like D&D dice, and a lot of them come in these sturdy plastic containers. Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea, Droma. Very, very steampunk. Let me try to find. There they are. Okay. Using tools really helps. Hey, Galen, how's it going? Hey, Gabby. Oof. Okay, so I'm gonna hopefully. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Oh, and I'm not even in frame. Typical. So having the pliers to hold on to it, and then oh, now some of these came out really nice though, even though they're still probably scorched a little bit. Ooh, can you use like broken depression glass to make beads? I don't know, probably. I just, if you're ever doing anything like that, the best advice that I can give that I stand beside is good ventilation. And if it's old glass that's not like if you didn't buy it from someplace and they specifically said that it's COE 104 or something like that, I wouldn't go mixing it with other kinds of glass. Because if it's not the same coefficient of expansion, no matter how well you anneal it, that bead's going to break on you. And that can be pretty heartbreaking. Ooh, Denise, that's a good idea. She says Michael's has square plastic glitter jars. But yeah, and so you can see this turquoise color, if you scorch it, turns that like kind of rust red. But I really like this one, even with that spot. But yeah, this was my first acorn. Trying to make the cap as well. Okay, yeah. Dude, Jean, you can, whenever we're in live stream like this, you can ask me questions all day. Like, please. And that goes for all y'all. Scorched looks more like acorns. Right on, Valerie. Oh, Kima. I think it definitely gives it some nice effects. I'm going to try to sand down the top there. But it's actually getting the bottom shape to happen in a way that's not horrible is really, really hard for me. Because all my beads want to come out like little peaches or something. Oh, thank you guys so much. Right on, Tara. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, we were a little late well, actually we were quite late by like a couple of days in shipping out kits this week. Like normally we try to get them shipped out in like a 7-day window, and it was like a 10-day window this time. In conjunction with Sam Dog's surgery, we also were waiting on boxes to ship with. So that was our bad, but we had ordered them and we thought they'd get here in time, but one thing compounds another, and before we know it, we're shipping ultra late. So are you going to sell your duds of molds? I'm purchasing mold and I like yours. I bought off Amazon. I should own shares in that company. Just got my mold released yesterday. Right on. We are going to be selling our dud molds. Probably eventually. Like, I can't give you a time frame because I keep thinking, oh yeah, I'll have them ready by this point. Because right now, a lot of them, like I've been testing them to see, I'm trying to find how many batches per se. Yeah, like batches of casts I can get out of them before they start to deteriorate. So I'm kind of, quality control testing on these ones. I didn't Max. Those are just the same ones that from last time. Jennifer, Sam Dog is doing great. He went in yesterday. We took him into the vet, and yep, that was yesterday. Yesterday was Monday, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I really like this one. And again, I burnt it, but it kind of looks cool. So, in one day, hopefully, I'll be so good at making beads that I won't be burning stuff anymore. In which case, I won't even be able to make beads this bad if I try. Okay, there we go. Now this one I started practicing making spirals with, what are they called? Stringers. Definitely gonna have to make an acorn out of this one, I think. That would be. There's some folks that I follow on Instagram, and one of them makes beautiful boro glass peaches, so it looks like opalites. And they also make these like mushroom goddesses who have like dummy thick butts. It's glorious. Hey Bev. Ooh, yes, I will dig that one out for you, J-Max. Oh, well, I'm glad y'all like them. Now this one I'm really pleased with. This is probably the best acorn shape I had made. Like I feel like I really need to get more control over where I'm working in the flame, because it's very difficult to like add details and then I'll just like melt them in completely, and it's like, oh no, I meant for them to still be raised. I really like that one. So that's going to be one of our acorn beads. Okay, the little tadpole looking one. I'll just stick my hand in it. I just don't want to overflow the thing. Stringers are, let me grab a thing real quick and I'll show you. My tablet. I just said battery power 10%. The engines can't keep going, Captain. Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm like this. Okay, so whenever I get glass, I buy all my glass from either Delphi Glass, who I'm gonna have to send them an email or something because it's really chafing my bum that like we'll place an order and it says everything's in stock, but then like half of my order they'll be like, well, we're out of stock on this, so it's gonna be back ordered, and then like it just never arrives or it arrives like 6 months later, and I'm like, can you just
Get randomly charged.
Yeah, or we'll just get randomly charged. And it's like, great, you sent me one sheet of glass. But I really enjoy Mountain Glass Arts, and I get a lot of my glass from them as well, because they also carry Sim, which is Creation is Messy, which I think is one of my favorite brands of soft glass. They have so many cool colors. Today is not a Lampwork day, Brooke, though I think that would be pretty cool. Oh, thank you, honey. Was that bothering you?
It was.
Out of the 700 things on my desk, and I don't even think I'm exaggerating on that point, the cable was what was bothering you?
Yes.
But this is a rod, a pretty standard rod, and this is the like vanilla cream color that I use for the base of a lot of these turquoise beads. Now, let's pretend like there's some fire here, and that's the torch. And so I'll heat up a glob on the end, and I'll actually smush the glob between the two ends. And so I'm heating it up in the torch and I'm turning it and stuff. And then I'll take it out of the heat and I'll start to pull. And it's kind of like pulling taffy. And at first it'll be like all saggy and weird. And then as it cools, it starts to stiffen up. And that's whenever you can really pull it. And I'm quite bad at pulling stringer. Like I really need to get more practice in. But it pulls it down to a much thinner piece. So it's like whenever you're working on the bead, it's a lot easier to lay down a lot of material at once with a thick rod, and it's a lot easier to lay down little beads, boop, 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 like little spots with a stringer. So that's what a stringer is. No, thank you for attending my TED Talk. No, I was thinking about doing like Torch Thursdays or something, because I can't really engage as much whenever I'm working on the torch because, well, I'm flammable and made of meat. Right, Valerie? They aren't perfect, they're abstract. They're just so much fun to make that it completely trumps any semblance of a perfectionist that might be left in me. Because they are so fun to make. Right on, Brooke. I like them a lot too. Oh, well, thank you so much, Carolyn. That's very nice of you. Oops. Okay. And I do go through with a Dremel and clean out I used to use a hand, like a bead reamer, but I got good enough with my Dremel that I can do it without flinging the beads. I really like this one. Just little cream spots. But this is the little, on this one, what had happened is the mold release broke on the rod. And as I was putting the glass on there. And so this shape that we got was from where I was like, oh, okay, because it broke, so it wasn't holding stiff on there anymore. And I really didn't want to risk wasting the mandrel by getting like a bead stuck to it. Though I have made like little plant sticks and stuff by intentionally putting beads on there, but the position of this one, I was like, I'm not prepared to deal with this right now. So I just pulled it off, let it cool, like put it in the kiln and annealed it anyhow, because this is going to go into our crap box, and I'm sure somebody's going to love it. So, looks like a plague mask. It surely does. Okay, so I'm going to scooch this off to the side. And get back to wire wrapping. Oh, Carolyn says, I've learned so much from you. Well, I hope you all know I feel like I learned way more from y'all than what I pass on to you guys. So thank you guys so much for just being you. No one else does it better. Barbara says, Vaughn, is there anything you can't do? There's bunches. There's bunches that I cannot do. But there's nothing that I won't try. And honestly, let's put it this, any of us can do anything. It's the varying degrees of effectiveness that we do it at and whether or not we meet our own personal expectations. So, that being said, I just think as like grown-ups, we get so used to being at least okay at most things that when we try something new and we're genuinely terrible at it, it's very discouraging. And it's I've tried to nurture in myself, lack of a better term, a childlike willingness to suck at everything, to just be terrible and have fun with it anyways, because time and evidence has shown that it's with practice comes progress in all things. If at first you do succeed, try not to look surprised. I love that. I like that a lot. That's good. Now on a bead like that, I gotta clean these guys out first. I can't use them with the bead release all sticking out funny. Now I don't much care for using the Dremel in live streams just because it's loud. It's quite loud. Where are you, thingy? Hey, Wendy. Do you know what I did with my bead reamers? I found them and then promptly lost them again. Maybe they're over here.
I don't know where they are.
Found them. Thank you, baby. I found one of them. It's not my favorite one, but I'll deal with it. Okie dokie. So there's those. Okay. Cue horrible scratching noise. It's probably tormenting y'all worse than what a Dremel does. Kelly. All right, on Jean. Too much tension in knitting. Yeah, I actually bent one of my knitting needles just with my bare hands, just knitting with it. Some pretty intense knitting. Abigail says, I'm so thankful for your tutorials and willingness to share your work. I've learned so much from you in this community. Aw, Abigail. Oh, I'm sorry, Jean. I keep missing your question. And it does really help whenever you guys do that at Yvonne Williams. It does. Except for, I don't know about y'all, Judith, but I can feel this in my teeth. Pro is being quiet. Too quiet. He's playing with his new laser. Right on, Jennifer. I wanted to ask if you made something and send it to you in my smoke-filled house. Could you use it? Quite possibly. What are you using? Like, what are you... Because we have stopped using, or stopped opening mail openly here on the live streams. And we've discussed not accepting gifts anymore, but spilling beads everywhere. Oh no, Brooke! No! He's thinking about the brothel. Hey, Patio, how's it going? Hey, Granny. Chalk on a chalkboard, right on. Dude, you're not alone, Kelly. I have to YouTube it every time. Sure, Jean. Ooh, hot dogs. So kind of him making dinner. Randy and I have not even talked about what we're going to be having for dinner yet. But yeah, I'm doing this in the water again because if any of this gets airborne, it's very, very bad for your lungs. So I'm doing my best. We've been discussing it. We've had some folks that whenever they eat, it's... I don't know how to deal with whenever somebody sends a gift that has a bunch of strings attached. And it's like, we're doing our best. Like, so, I don't know. We just don't know how to move forward. Drex, right? Randy likes his hot dogs rolled in barbecue sauce and then grilled. Right on, Jean. Then yeah, send away. Carolyn, right? Well, there's some things like, I don't know, snorting lines of asbestos that I just try to avoid if at all possible. We had somebody send some stuff and it's like I don't know if they were looking for a business plug out of it or something, but clearly I did not hold up my end of the bargain that I wasn't aware about or aware of. So is he chewing on his feet again? Yeah, he's some good feet. Hey, Sue Ellen. I don't think I pronounced that right. Is it Sue Ellen or Suleen? I am cleaning out the bead release on a couple of beads that I'm going to be wire wrapping into little acorn pendants. Oh, yeah, Drama. I don't know if Randy likes burnt food. Or
Not.
okay, for 16 years, I have apparently been under the impression that he liked burnt food because when I would make stuff, he'd always pick the burnt one, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll just burn it. So like, and he's like, why do you always keep burning this? And I was like, oh, I thought you liked it charred to a friggin' crisp. So apparently that's not the case. I'm both. You're welcome, and I'm sorry, Lynn. He's a super sweetie. And as a kid, and again, for years of my life, I believed that burnt food was good for your digestive system because that's what my dad told me to get me to eat like the burnt parts of his food. So I come from a long line of people who burnt out of their food when they're cooking it. And then I don't know, what was the other thing, Randy? There was something else that I had believed like for ages. Yeah, for some reason I thought, and y'all don't make fun of me. I feel like I probably shouldn't even tell you this. But like in like 3rd grade maybe, we were learning about color theory and somebody told me that if you look at purple and yellow zigzags, you'll throw up. And I believed that up until about a week ago when like it was just like a miscellaneous fact that was in the back of my mind that like
While we were driving.
Do what?
You brought it up while we were driving.
Yeah, I brought it up while Randy was driving us around because I was like, is this real? Like, is this true? And Randy was like,
Play it off like, oh yeah, everyone knows that.
yeah, everybody knows. And Randy was like, no, that's ridiculous. And then I Googled it and the internet was like, haha, you dumb. And I was like, oh no. And then, a couple of years ago, like maybe 6 years ago, I found out that those semis that haul tankers on the road that say pilot and have like, it says coffee on it, those aren't hauling around previously brewed coffee. So nope, they're not full of coffee, and that was news to me. My brother and I thought the grill marks on hot dogs were tire tracks, so we never ate them. Oh no, Abigail! I'd have been like, these are some pretty good tire tracks. This one's probably my favorite from the batch that we had done. Oof. Because I love the red and turquoise, and I absolutely love making little dot beads. My hand's all pruny now, but I'm just going to keep going. Yeah, pretty much, Granny. Blackened everything. Unbrewed coffee? No, like that's how they filled up the coffee at gas stations, was they just had this tanker of coffee. And I'm a grown adult, like I know how to brew coffee in a pot, and I'm still just there just like, what do you mean the tanker truck's not full of coffee? It says coffee on the thing. How to properly burn your hot dogs. These are the things that we need to know. Hey Randy, can you turn off the heater? The windows are open. I guess it just got cold enough inside the house. Do 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 do. I need something else stuck in my head, but I was watching. It's a lady I follow on Instagram, and her name is Joan, and she turned 75 today, and she is like a fitness goddess. She's my goals. I want to be like her when I grow up. And that was the song that's why that stuck in my head. Okay. It's full of gas, like gasoline, I guess. I don't know. Not coffee, Randy said. Randy, what are those tankers full of if it's not coffee?
Gas.
It's gas?
Yes, gasoline.
Gasoline, he says. So car coffee. It is coffee in a way.
It is not
for cars.
As someone who used to work at a gas station and have to brew the coffee. It's not coffee.
Well, y'all were just importing your coffee wrong.
Clearly.
I have to say, sometimes it's more fun being dumb. I'm starting to try to learn how to do my hot dogs where they're little octopi. It's a lot of fun, but I'm really bad at it. So they come out with just 4 legs. Are you serious, Abigail? I'm not alone. She says, I was today years old when I learned that coffee semis don't carry coffee. Right? I mean, I guess it makes sense. Because that's like the worst way to carry like coffee. I guess.
I mean, why do we brew it at the house when we can just have a semi come by every day and fill you up?
Because I didn't think we were like hardcore enough to justify buying a tanker truck full of coffee. Hey, Pro. Oh, don't hurt Pro's feelings.
What?
He didn't burn her hot dogs enough. So she put his hand in the table saw.
Oh my gosh, you.
Randy says that's what I do to him when he doesn't burn my coffee enough or something. I don't know. Can I fit these on there? Well, that's going to get lost down there, isn't it? Rolling. Yeah. Coffee semis? Okay, Jim. When you're driving on the interstate and you see a semi that says like Pilot or Loves and it's like says coffee on it. Like I thought, now I just feel silly saying it out loud. I thought those were full of actual coffee, bruh. Have mercy on me. So I'm definitely going to have to work on not having this little bit pop up out the top. Yeah, and I don't feel like hand sanding that down. So I'm just going to hide it. This is the coffee and hot dogs episode. It sure is. Which, if anybody wants to ask any craft-related questions, I would love to try to help you out. Because apparently that's where I spec all of my intelligence points into. Here it is. No, but my hot dogs are oh pro. Congratulations on your recent tournament, by the way. No. Ah, right on, Jax. They're super handy to have, especially if you want to make rings. Does Juan Valdez know about these coffee trucks? I don't know. What? It is? Oh, I like that little burnt up acorn. But yeah, so the idea is, and we're not putting this into full on like promotional stuff yet, because we don't know where the property is that we would like to buy. We are like, if we have probably 3 more sales the way this past Friday went, I think we're going to be out of debt. 110% because of y'all. So we're super excited to be able to start getting on with the next phase of our life, which is hopefully not going into debt again, but starting Camp Craft along and getting the thing like the gears working and churning. Do you think he will market them to this, Kelly? Tankers from Colombia. What else are they transporting? Coffee! Oh, it's never too early or too late, Lynn, to start a bead store. Ooh, really, Droma? Hey, Diane. But at this point, like Randy and I today were even talking about, what if we start going and I mean, we are nowhere near being able to buy a property, but if we just start going and looking at properties to start seeing what's available, to start like I've had one conversation in my adult life with a real estate agent. Um, right, Tara? No, we're doing it. We've hardcore been hitting that Dave Ramsey um method and stuff, and we're getting there. But they sold off 20 acres. Boo, drama. I was gonna say no naked campgrounds. Don't tell me how to live, Kelly. I can make no promises.
I guess Kelly's not invited.
No, Randy said, "Well, I guess Kelly's not invited." That is not the case at all, but very funny for Randy to say. Um, thanks, Dionica. I want your house. Don't want to move. Right on. Oh, that's fair. But yeah, we think we're gonna start looking at different properties just around here just to get experience with shopping, if that makes sense. Um, Pants optional land 110%. Thank you, Abigail. It's honestly, Randy and I were crying happy tears. Like, we're not there yet, but we're getting there. Sarah Wolf, how's it going, Sarah?
Sarah Wolf.
Yeah. Oh, she popped by in the shop update.
Did you?
Yep. She's got this week off. I know. You were super busy getting the stuff updated to the shop. Because I did Randy dirty. I updated the shop, like I sent out that email before he was done updating. Oh yeah. Well, we've started streaming from 5 to 7 on Tuesdays because that way we're able to do all of the stuff that we need to do during the day with like the post office and things. And then that way we can do kind of whatever we want during the live stream. That's not like we've got to when we were streaming from 2 to 4, that left us 30 minutes after the live stream if we actually ended on time to run to the post office before they closed. Oh, right on, Sarah. Just promise you'll have a celebratory drink live stream when you guys get out of debt. I think we can do that, Shepherdess. Judith says, "Where are y'all looking to buy?" Well, first off, we're probably not going to have the funds for it for like 5 years. Like we're going to be saving super hard. We're really looking at Tennessee because that's where Randy's family lives, and that's where the family land is over in Tennessee, where his grandpa built a house and his dad lives and stuff. So but it like and also Tennessee is really great in that they don't have a state income tax. They have a pretty low sales tax, at least in relation to Alabama, which is the other place we were looking. And there's a possibility that once we've lived there for 5 years, that I can take community college classes for free with some of their educational programs that they have there.
Is it 5 or 10 years?
I think it's just 5. I don't know. And honestly, I don't even know if that program will still be there by the time we get over there. But I would love to, further my education a bit, especially whenever it comes to like land management. And I'd love to maybe, if I could take classes for free, I'd learn welding, like masonry would be, gosh, I'd love to learn how to build shit out of bricks. Sorry, pardon me, but oh no, yeah. Dakota's way too north. Anything north of like where we are right now is too far north for me. Just saying. We get way too much snow and ice here in southwestern Missouri. Yeah, there's our 2 little acorns, our first 2 acorns. But the idea is we'll have a blog page up on our website titled Acorn Acres or whatever it is that we decide on. We're thinking within an hour or two of Nashville. Right, Jenny? Pull money and buy an island. But then how are y'all gonna come to Camp Craft along if it's just on an island? Like I say, if it snows in Miami, I will move further south, right, Droma? I like visiting the snow. I don't like living in it. I don't like my pipes freezing. I don't like people driving like maniacs on the ice. You can look on YouTube for classes, and some colleges will let you take adult classes for free. That's really good. Point Cricket. And there's some things that I am really comfortable learning on YouTube, but stuff where it's like welding, if I could just take a class where it's already a welding shop, like I can have access to those tools and materials and also those safety. Ooh, Department of Ag, that's a really good idea. Cuz I'd like to know more about not like practical architecture, not just designing a pretty looking building, but like actually knowing how to figure out how much, how do I have it be able to carry this much of a load and like just the practical applications and stuff of it. Tie Bill Murray to a mast and sail. Ooh, Jax. We might rent out an island. That sounds pretty good. Ooh, Skillshare. I'm not a huge fan of Skillshare, Jim. I had a subscription to Skillshare for a while, and they actually tried to get us to sponsor or like to have them as a sponsor. Um, and it's just I really feel like education on a lot of these things should be free. But that's difficult because as a teacher, I would love to get paid, for teaching. But as a student, I'd love to not have to pay to be educated. So it's a conundrum for sure. Yeah, but I don't know. We're in such a tumultuous, odd transition period because there's no telling what the future holds right now. And yeah, Sarah, 100%. We're very nervous and excited to be moving forward and taking y'all with us, but we're also at the same time terrified because, well, we are in the midst of a pandemic and we've been feeling for like the past, ever actually, that any second now the rug's going to get pulled out from underneath us. People are all going to unsubscribe from our subscription service. We're never going to make an online sale ever again. YouTube's going to demonetize us, and we'll be destitute. So we're very afraid of making any sorts of expansions or investments right now, other than just keeping our nose down hard to the grindstone and saving every penny we come across. Fancy words. I didn't realize I said anything fancy. Gotcha. And so it's very, it's like we're standing on a surfboard, but we need to make that jump, and it's like wobbly on the surfboard, but also we got to make that jump if this thing's gonna happen. Oh, if I learned the dragon eyes from Zero from you on YouTube, you can learn to weld. It's very scary.
Yeah, the dragon eyes aren't going to melt your eyes out of your head.
Well, they might if you do it wrong. Randy brings up a very good point that if you do dragon eyes wrong, they shouldn't melt your eyes out of your head. And if they do, send me an email. I want to know what you did. Do it, love?
If you can find the keyboard.
If you can find the keyboard. Yeah, well, we have the windows open. It's such a pretty day, and I'm tired of having the heater going. Or the air. Conundrum. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm wondering if there are more financial analysts learning derby classes. Like roller derby? Oof, that's dangerous. Yes, the Cardinals are screaming on Tinder outside. Or what is it, Grinder? But honestly, we were almost hesitant to bring up how well things are going because we had gotten, as usual, some nasty emails from people about you only work for money. And it's like, what? Excuse me? Bye, Jim. So we don't know. Like, I'm hoping so much that through our channel and through everything that we do, we can help all of y'all to find your dream and make it happen, because we feel so lucky that our dream is happening. Oof. No, for reals, Gene. Well, we've actually had people publicly comment that on our videos that were just sellouts and all sorts of stuff. And it's like, I'm sorry, but what makes you get out of bed and go to your day job? If it's not the paycheck they're giving you, then you're living your best life, because you work for fun, but money is useful to keep you going. Amen. How would I type an email with melted eyes? If I were typing an email with melted eyes, it'd be poorly, Elisha. Right, Jean? Hey, Jen, how's it going? Like, is that supposed to be a bad thing? I don't know. I don't know, man. Do what? I'm a capitalist swine. Probably. I don't know. Capitalist in hippies clothing, I suppose. Sarah says, I've met you. You're one of the most down to earth people. Well, thank you. I'm a bit scatterbrained, but I try to exist in the real world as much as possible. Or rather, I try to bring my dream world into the real world as much as possible. Through acorns. When the seeds of your dreams are a little nutty. Keep in mind that money paid for the tech they used to send said email. That's fair, Bobby. That is fair. I don't know, I need to go to like therapy or something, because I shouldn't feel guilty and ashamed for being successful, I think. And the thing is it's like, no, like, I know people in my life, like from my past, who would look at me and be like, you're not successful. And it's like, but to me, this is more wildly beyond successful. Yeah. More wildly beyond successful than what I could have ever imagined. You know, and so it's like nobody else gets to define your success for you. You just got to push through and get to it. Oh, Diane. Thank you guys so much of your support, Shepherdess. Speaking of grinder. But yeah, okay, to finish that thought, we're going to have a Acorn Acres blog over on our website, that is going to have everything from the pictures of Vaughn is sexting just loudly to a room of 140 people. But it's where we're going to post the pictures from the dream stage 1, and the little miniature houses that we make and stuff, and kind of planning things out, and just keep everybody who's interested in being part of this dream with us, from the seedling stage, from the acorn, because hopefully one day in the next like 20 to 30 years, it will be an oak that we can all sit under and craft and hang out. And I think that would be amazing. And I have daydreams when I'm in my garden about how we might be able to host like an animal sanctuary, and how we'll hopefully be able to, like, because I was looking at like tax stuff about how some of these big companies will do charitable things for tax deductions, and I'm like, how? Because we dropped so much stuff off at Goodwill this year and I never took a receipt, because I was like, I just wasn't worried about it. And then, you know, tax time rolled around and I was like, ouch. But there's a way that you can like just donate food that you grow on your farm for huge tax deductions. And I'm like, I can donate food? Like, forget the tax thing, just the fact of being able to like donate because we grow so much here, just even on our quarter of an acre, that if there were a way that we could do, like how sometimes they'll have like a take a book, leave a book or something like on like a curbside by a bus stop or things like that, that if we could just like have like a free food stand. And that sounds like hippie stuff, but I'd rather somebody else take it for free than it just rot on the vine. Or we could even have like maybe a program where people who need to do community service or people who want to volunteer to get uh, like gardening experience kind of um, could come on like harvest days, or I don't know, just like so many different daydreams. And Randy was like, honey, you got it, you're going like a mile a minute, because I was just like just verbal diarrhea having ideas at him loudly. um and it's like and it's like 99.9% of these probably aren't going to happen, but it's so inspiring and invigorating to dream the dream and have the thoughts and humor the ideas, and not approach it from a perspective of, well, that can't happen or that's not going to happen. It's like, well, if it were, how would it happen? Like, if this were to work, what would it take? And to start kind of just, I don't know, just thinking, if you're going to build your final house, no stairs, covered entry with parking, east facing, load bearing is based on the open span, 36-inch openings for wheelchair access. You just never know. Yeah, and that's something we're actually planning, Dar, is having our Randy and I want to be able to age in place in our home. It's pretty up there on our list of like life goals to not end up in a nursing home because of not being able to get around our own house. And it's like, I remember my dad in his wheelchair, and it's like, I'd really like to not have to completely change our life if and when hopefully we're old enough to be old. Um right, Diane? Yep. From the little acorn sprouts the mighty tree. Ooh, that says we have community gardens here. All grown is free. That's so cool. Keeping the deer out of the garden is always a challenge. It is. Ah, Elijah says, I used to have a garden that the local transients could come and raid when needed. And it's, I mean, I'd love to be able to do something like that. And it's just, and like, we've got a crisis center here in town that we take and donate stuff to, but like, they won't take, like, if I can up too much stew or something, since I'm not like a certified facility. They're like, we're not going to give this to people, they might get botulism. And I'm like, no, I eat it. And they're like, you probably have botulism. So it's, there's stuff we're trying to, I don't know, figure out the ways to be able to like legally help people without like, if somebody gets sick from eating our candy jam or something. Right on, Diane. She says, there's a gentleman in my neighborhood that has a garden and puts up a table and different veggies in the metal box that's not watched. He relies on good merit. I've been looking at a lot of like CSA programs, the community supported agriculture. This was one of the very first beads that I made, y'all. Gonna make it into an acorn. Do. Hey, my beloved Sam dog. How's it going, little buddy? You wanna go poop in the yard? It's not pill time yet. You old pill popper. I'm gonna be right back, guys. I'm gonna let the dogs out again. I'm gonna make sure the mailman's not there. Well. Hey, no.
Told you he ain't got a poop. Come on, get in there.
You can't be trusted, you gremlin. He looks so happy. He just looked at me like, Mom, I barked at him. I barked at the neighbors. Okay, well, the dogs got to bark at the neighbors. Their day is complete now. Harumph. Oh, Holly says, I feel so blessed to be a part of our community at my volunteer job / pantry, clothes, furniture. Right on. Crystal Wizard, teach a man to fish. He'll sit in a boat drinking beer all day. And what a wonderful world that is. They were, Sarah.
Build a man a fire and stays one for a night.
Set a man on fire and he swarmed for the rest of his life. But no, it's amazing to just even be able to dream dreams. And we'll see what happens. But Zara says, had to buy all of our equipment first. Concrete driveway, 230-foot well, best water. Because when we build our house, we would have no money. Or we will have no more money. Yes, husband had to go to a Dave Ramsey lecture in Birmingham. Right on, Dar. And that's where these acorns are going to go for us, is we're hoping in the we won the lottery world, we're hoping for 200 to 300 acres because we'd like to be able to have our own campground. In a realistic world, we're hoping for 10 to 20. Oh, Sam had surgery because he has cancer, a recurring cancer there on his side. He got kicked by a horse when he was younger.
That's not why.
Well, I don't know, but it's in that same spot. And I'm sus. Pretty sus. But yeah, he gets a lump of cancer every year around Christmas time now, which is just the best present ever. But yeah, we're going to have the acorns up as little dream seeds on our website, on the Acorn Acres blog page. And we're not doing a Kickstarter or anything like that because we have no idea about the time frame. Like I said, it's probably going to be 3 to 5 years. And we also don't know if we'll be able to sell this house, how much work we're going to have to do on this house to be able to sell it. But we figure if people buy an acorn, then they get something, they get the acorn, but they're also funding a dream. Probably the biggest dream I've ever had. Which one? I've got 3 more acorn caps. Which beads should we make into the last 3 acorns? Kelly says, hey, Babette. I says, okay, beer equal good idea. Jean says red. Which red one, though? I think this one. I love that one so much. Top 2 for sure. Right on. The fast typers have spoken. Here, I'm going to pick one of these ones and then do the other one with a cream and blue. And that way we get one of each. How's that? Ah! Tara says, just finished. Tara, I think I got an email from you. It says, just finished my MBA in marketing. Congratulations. That is no small feat. Night wire wrapping is great. So glad you're enjoying that success. Blow off the negative. When a person's buttons are pushed, they are controlled. Ooh. That's a really good way of putting it, Dar. But I have a little bit of, I don't know, how do I put this? I guess technically, I grew up in like some pretty extreme poverty. Apparently it's not normal to live in tents for most people. But I was happy and I was loved. But it's having grown up around to where all of this would have never gone beyond being in the realm of fantasy. It's very scary to think about these things being real, because with the real potential comes the real potential of failure. And well, that's never scared Randy and I before. Well, it's scary for sure, but it's never stopped us from doing the thing. That is a chunky acorn, but I love it. Kelly says, I like the athons. I do too. Like it's a lot of fun. I'd like to do more like freeform wrapping, but I don't know like how we'll be able to do that. We're figuring it out as we go. Elijah says, yeah, Vaughn, I just found out 4 years ago living in a tent. This isn't normal myself. I was crushing. It was crushing. Haven't felt free since. Mm. Right, Pro? Right? It looks like somebody. That was my beads. My beads peed on the table. Hey, Randy. Could you grab me a paper towel?
No.
But my beads.
You'll never learn if you don't have
But my beads peed on the. I'll never learn anyways. Just bring me a paper towel. You beautiful grumpy man. Hey. I'm gonna bother him. I want to hear what he thinks about all this stuff. Oh, and I'm out of frame. Hey, Babette. Yeah, I'm seeing your messages. It really helps if you have any questions to do the @YvonneWilliams, just in case I missed something. Thank you, honey.
Tell you like I told Sam.
What'd you tell
I'm
Sam?
gonna stop fixing your problems.
Oh, honey.
Start learning.
I'm never gonna learn. But hey,
What?
will you come talk about
No.
this dream with me? Why not? I know you're busy moderating and doing work stuff, but come be a bum with me.
Come on.
Come on, Wendy. Sasquatch paw, right? Ooh, right on, Sarah. But yeah, so Randy and I have slowly started. We're starting to fix up Maddie's room. We fixed the bathroom last year, the downstairs bathroom. But we're going to try to be able to tackle maybe a project or two a year, because we also got the new roof put on. Because we're really hoping if we can sell this house, that will help fund the dream. Hopefully. We'll see how it goes. I'm the reason Randy has to moderate, huh? No, you're good. It's usually when people come in and they're like, show Bob's, do milk, or something like that. Right on, Brenda. They're all chubby and weird, but I love them. No, I was talking about my acorns, but sure. Okay, here they are. And no Bob's armpits, right? 10 in a 4-bedroom house. I didn't get a bedroom until older siblings moved out. I learned so much. Not all good, not all bad. Same, Phyllis. We used to live in it was actually the trailer I was born in, was the same trailer my brother was born in. And it had my 2 sisters, my brother, and I all sharing that back bedroom. It was like a 2-bedroom, 1-bath trailer. Yvette. But it was, again, we were poor, but we were happy and we were loved. And I think I'd take that over growing up rich any day. We're rich in a way that bank accounts don't reflect. Where in the heck are my rondel beads? Jax's mom says, I think your Friday night streams are a testament to your success. You have the loyalty of 100 plus of us regularly buy from you because you do beautiful work and inspire us. Oh, Drax. We do appreciate the hell out of you guys. Like, for reals. If I were a rondel bead. Woo, there's some brass rondels. I need those ones. Got that kiss, y'all.
Just because you kiss the dog doesn't mean it counts.
It does count. Sam's a super good kisser. Okay. The husband lived in the house trailer first. It was huge compared to the house I grew up in. 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. Ooh, right on. Possibly, Babette. Also, I am streaming on my phone. And that's pretty terrible most of the time, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, I like this one. I like this one a lot. Oh, look at that little acorn. Okay. Holly, so many kids growing up, I slept on our outdoor porch. I felt privileged. Right on. You're a heck of a trooper, though, Holly. I'm just going to say. Thanks, Anne. Phyllis, I'm making a bunch of little acorn beads. That I think we're gonna have a couple every month to kind of help raise funds for our forever home. And that's unlike all the rest of the sales that we do on our website that go kind of just towards keeping the machine rolling. These ones in particular, the sales of these, 100% of it goes towards funding the forever home that will be Camp Craft Along or Acorn Acres or just whatever form it ends up taking. These are the seeds that we're planting. And it feels kind of like making like little rosary or wishing beads or something to talk about it with you guys the whole time I make them. Kind of like little intentional manifestation beads. So will they grow? In a way, hopefully. In a way. I wish I could find my other ones. These ones are really fine tipped, which I love for thinner wire. But that one might be one of my favorites. Oh, I don't know. I can't wait to see how this one comes out, though. Eee! The neighbor's dragging his trash can.
Oh, it's trash day.
It is.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm so bad at making lampwork glass beads, but they're so fun to make that I don't even care. They will be, Elijah. I don't know when it will be because I'm going to put together a whole blog page for Acorn Acres. That way, if people want to keep up with the progress but don't feel like going and watching obscure videos over my Monster blog or Monster vlog, it'll actually be like almost like marks on the wall showing how tall a child's growing. There'll be milestones of, today we did the first planning. Today we made the miniatures of it. Today we made the 112 scale miniature, or today we looked at this property, or like um, hopefully one day we'll be able to do the post where it's like we put the down payment on the land, we broke ground, kind of stuff. So it's I kind of wish we had documented better whenever Randy and I were first starting our business, because it'd have been really nice to be able to have looked back at, pictures of how our booth setup was. I have no idea what we're going to charge for these, Elijah. Because they are going to come with a chain. And I don't know if we're going to have like where they're a base price, but then there's also where people can donate. That way, because my inclination is to be like $5, and Randy's like, stop it, get help. So we butt heads on price quite a bit, but I'd like it to be affordable enough that literally anybody who wants to help support this dream. Elijah! Thank you, Elijah, but stop it. If you do it on our website, you get something for it. Gosh, thank you so much, man. But and I think we had talked to you guys a little bit before, maybe in one of our exclusive streams, about we still have records of everybody who has been a supporter of our work. And we're hoping that whenever we break ground and whenever we put in the final path around the craft lodge for Camp Craft Along, it'll be kind of like a memorial garden of everybody will get their name on a brick. And we don't know the fine details of it yet, But, that way Elijah will have a brick, and Holly will have a brick, and Kelly will have a brick, and Anne will have a brick, and Yvette's gonna get a big old brick. Need a tree graphic that you can put donor names on. Oh yeah, that. Holy smokes, that's a really good idea. And that way, if any of y'all want to come to Camp Craft Along, you can come and you can see your brick. It'll be like the stars on Hollywood Boulevard. You can come and get a picture of your brick or something. But I just think that'd be really cool because it's really y'all are what make this happen.
Now somebody's gonna make their name be like Cougar Hunter 60.
No, Randy. Randy's in there going, somebody has to make their name Cougar Hunter 60. Well,
It's a number.
It's a number. Acorn shaped bricks. I don't know, I thought I called you Yvette, right? I'd really boogered this one up. It's just not wanting to. There it goes. Nope. There it didn't go. A round number? Yeah, he would, Sarah. And he's like, that way you have to put it on the brick.
That's right. Noob master.
Noob master. Oh boy. I'm just gonna say Randy and I do hold, like, we can edit the name if it's something horribly inappropriate. This would be the only acorn seed I would want to grow. Real acorn trees, leaves, and acorns are plain to clean up. They are, but I've never taken the time to clean it up. I always just leave the leaves on the ground or mow them up. There we go. Got it. Now I know wobble. Cool beans. Oh no, Danae, you good? The saw blade is sharp. Send me a pic of my brick because I'm too old to travel. Right on, Jean.
Did you make someone put their hand in the table saw again?
Yeah. 64 YOLO. Yep. I really like that one. That was the most troublesome of the bunch, but I really like it. It's a little acorn butt. He would. We'll hide them as Easter eggs. Acorns, how she pays the auction help, right? So this is. Do what?
The inappropriate names.
Yeah. Randy says we put the inappropriate named bricks in the back. This is our first batch of little dream seeds. Oh, and this one. Not bad. I'm gonna have to figure out a more economical way than these caps though, because those are expensive. But I don't want to just use real acorn caps unless they've been like sealed and electroformed, but then it's going to get to where these are kind of expensive. So granted, hand making the beads makes it pretty expensive to start with also. I liked the shape on this one, but I didn't get the end quite right, and I really wanted the cap to be like textured. That's a good idea. We might be able to make caps from resin. But I wanted these to kind of last forever, which is why we went with the pure copper cap and the Lampwork bead, because resin does yellow over time. This is auction time. Maybe. I don't know. Not today. No impromptu auctions today. This is legit. This is going to be a really slow growing thing. I was just testing it out on my finger, but at last I get a pretty tie-dye band-aids now. Oh, Danae. Would metal clay work? Yeah. Oh, B, that's such a good idea. It says, would metal clay work? You could make a mold from one and use copper metal clay to reproduce. Yes, I could actually just make a mold from like a real stinking acorn. Oh, I love that. Maybe polymer caps. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Metal clays. The silver stuff's pretty dauntingly expensive, but I bet I could get like some bronze clay or, like you said, the copper. New crafting. Ooh, coffee. Oof. That and there's like kind of gross, but like the pour over coffee leaves a super fine silt. Ooh, of like pure grits at the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna hide these as the squirrel do. Sarah, right? Y'all a bunch of enablers. I'm digging it. Hide my little acorn seeds. Oh, y'all, look at this my treasures that I found in the garden the other day. I don't know if I showed you guys these yet. But like, I found these little snail shells. Oh, look at that one. And then I also found, I think it's part of is that half of an almond pit or a peach pit or something? I don't know, but I love it. And I want to set something in it because I think it's amazing. Pebbit squirrel. But yeah, I found these playing out in the yard. Villa says, we have a bunch of copper wire that my husband's not going to use in his business anymore. Ooh, peach stone. Right on. Well, I think they look absolutely magical broken in half like that. Like, downright.
At the moment, we can't really take donations on our website. You know.
Well, we'll talk more about that because I was looking at, how
somebody had asked.
Right. We don't have anything set up for accepting donations on the website right now. But we weren't going to do it because it would complicate our PayPal checkout process.
Yeah.
But they have it where, you know how I take the custom orders?
Yeah.
Where it's as a service?
Yeah.
They have it where you can list it as a donation. Weebly has found a way.
Okay.
So, but I don't know, I'm all kinds of nervous and excited, but it's time to start the hardest step, y'all. Every time in an endeavor like this is those first couple is throwing the beads on the ground, is those first couple of steps. Because it's terrifying. And it's so easy to freeze in place. But you've got to do it. If you're going to climb the mountain, you've got to take those first steps. And don't listen to the fear of, yeah, but what if I make it to the top of the mountain? You can do it, and worry about that when you get there. Like, don't let the fear of making it to the top stop you from trying. Like, because it's when we started making videos in 2016 is when we started posting like a video a day. We never thought that we'd get to be here doing this right now with y'all at all. So, and here we are. But we just started doing the thing. So if you start doing your thing, I can't guarantee that it's going to work. But if you don't start doing your thing, I'm pretty sure about what kind of result you might get. So yeah, this is all of the scrap wire from Friday's stream. C4. Are we blowing something up again, Kelly? Holly says, okay, great. I'll be collecting all the peach pits after the raccoons eat them. But it's such a cool texture, though. Like, because I've been saving the halved black walnuts from the squirrels. Because I want to and I could probably clean this one out now. It's dried long enough. Oh, I don't find anything weird in it. Ooh, Randy took me on a picnic to the lake today, and we ate French fries, and we're walking, and there was a snake. It was a cottonmouth. It is a wee baby cottonmouth. I think these are just the cutest little pig snoots. I'll be the cougar one. Right on, not abused. But yeah, we came across that little snake because it couldn't have been, a foot long, all curled up, just sunning itself on a rock. And Randy just turned around and he was like, bye, because I didn't see it. And he was like, do you see, and I was like, where, what? And I was like this far away from it. And he was like, stop wherever you are. Bye, Elijah. Have fun. We need a new belt for on the belt sander. But I'd like to go through and I'd like to sand down the back of this. So that the whole thing's only like this thick. Yep, little pig snoot. Wink, wink. Ooh. Oh, I love that. Like one of those owls with the faces. What are they called? The geese have arrived where I am cute but loud. Ooh, Babette asks, will we be getting grooved cabs in our kits? We are sending out grooved cabs in next month's kits, so April's kits. I'm going to put all this into one of the houseplants. Come here, plant. Time to get some weird dirt. There you go. In the eye of the beholder, right? Barn owls, yeah. Black walnut does stain. When it's dry like this, you don't have to worry about it as much. It's usually the parts that I've always used for making stain, which I really like to use on leather actually, is the green pithy part. Whenever it comes down fresh off the tree, I'll peel that and stuff. I haven't done that in ages. I have one of those my grandson picked up 23 years ago. He said no. Yes, this is a walnut shell, but I'd like to like use my sander or something and sand down like the back half. That way it'll lay flat when you wear it because it looks like such a heart. But that with some peach pit earrings or little eyes. I don't know, just it's fun. I like finding treasures out in the yard. Just make a bunch of little fairy jewelry, and it's a great way of getting dirt all over the table. I don't know, I have the rest of these beads here. I can't make them look exactly like acorns, but I do want to try out. So these ones, these ball pin head pins off of Amazon in the bronze or the brassy tone, I do really like. Excuse me. So now I'm going to try some silver toned ones that I had gotten. Oh, J-Max, I love that idea. It says there's a heart inside. Resin the heart, cut in half, and make a love match cab. Oh, I love that. Now these guys are all bent all the heck. What's up, baby? Looks like you gave Purple another project. He's researching how to make hollow beads with metal clay. Right on. It's endlessly inspired. Ooh, and they fit perfect right there in the bead cap that I like to use for the butt. The butt cap. Now this one's a little scorched, but I still like it. No pants today, too hot. My feet are actually cold where I am. Feels like we're getting a little bit of a cold front through. Oh, yeah. So instead of doing a wrapped loop on these ones, I'm just kind of cinching it down. Because it's been cold enough, I haven't even heard the toad. The toad's hollering in the pond. What's up, babe?
Apparently 57 degrees.
That's a chilly 57. I don't know, this one's sliding around all over the place. I don't know. I don't know if I should do these like that.
Oh, great.
What's up?
It's down to 28 degrees tomorrow.
Gross. I'll need to bring my succulents and seedlings in. Do tomorrow night or just...
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, let's see if I can... Kind of needs a... I don't know, something round on each end to hold it in place. Let's do this one. This one should fit a little better. They sit so much nicer when they actually are round instead of flat on the ends. Yes. Oh, I like that one. And the smaller diameter mandrels to bake beads on. There are, but they bend really easily. At least for me, they bend really easily. So, like, I'll have trouble with making any bigger beads on them. But I was talking to Randy and having part of my, like, what has it been, like 4 days now? 4 day long idea diarrhea that I've been having just out loud at him, I think. How are you faring, honey? Oh, you know, he says. He's been handling it pretty well. Hopefully. I think he's gonna snap and lock me outside while I'm gardening. Oh no! Well, that's an perfectly foreseeable problem that I did nothing about. Is the hole in this bead cap is so large that it's eating the thing that I made, the little wrap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, I'm going to wrap on top of it with some scrap wire to make it, one might say, dummy thick. I actually think these make amazing little miniature Christmas tree ornaments. You know, because it's spring and we should think about that. There we go, and that should stabilize it a little better. Ooh, now it's super stabilized and very not centered. Right on, Jean. Oh my gosh. Do it, Randy?
Perfection.
No, it's like, oof, there we go. I loosened it up just a little bit. Okay. Very, very off center. And there it goes, going off center again. Okie dokie. Oh, and I love that idea. Just hang them off a large wire tree. Oh, I love that. I'm actually going to be bringing all of the craft stuff with us, but the idea with the new house or camp craft along is y'all will be able to just come and craft in the studio with us, like a camp lodge sort of thing. Because it's like all of these hotels and venues that we were looking at for camp craft along, they wanted like $30,000 for a weekend. And I was like, we'll just buy a friggin' house, thank you. BYOB, bring your own beads. Now, the marketer in me is thinking that we'll have a bead shop on premise. Um, so that way people can, you know, buy shit or buy stuff. Pardon me, the channel's not for children. And I've got like poo poo mouth. Mouth, poop. Because, like, okay, dream time, field trip to the scribbled on piece of paper that's over here. Randy, have we heard from Christina? Okay. So, this is the dream compound, which is on roughly 1 acre, which is 4 times the size of the property that we're currently on. And we're hoping to be able to be a venue. Let me get a tripod, you know, because my house is literally full of tripods. But I'm going to stand there like a doofus holding the camera, making everybody car sick. We'd love to be able to be a venue for, let's say, if somebody wants to host a yoga teacher training or a yoga retreat or any number of events. So that's where a lot of these buildings, being the size that they are, comes into play. So ignore everything outside the black tape line, which is actually the road that goes around all of this. So here we have a photo and recording studio for doing like photo shoots and stuff of like just the costumes. It's where we would have a permanent light box set up. The recording walls for if Andy decides he ever wants to get back into doing his YouTube videos, or if Maddie and Abby and our other nieces and nephews are interested in doing anything with voice acting or voiceovers or anything. It's going to be a really good idea to have that, we do think. Jewelry studio. And these are, one little square is a 10 foot by 10 foot. So the buildings are shown as 30 feet by 30 feet, but they're actually 20 by 20. They just have 5-foot extension of porch around each of them. Because we're a bunch of hobbits and we like it like that. Jewelry studio, leatherworking studio, Randy's wood shop with a carport next to it. This would actually be the main house with like our big kitchen and everything. Cheese cave, which is actually what started this whole dream. Main garden area, the glass studio, and then a gym kind of like temple room area. So it's like we could host yoga teacher training retreats. We could host where maybe not even, I'm not even the teacher, I'm just hosting for a glass teacher to come in and do a workshop. But we have the ventilation, we have the kilns, we have everything necessary. Same thing for jewelry, same thing for leatherworking. And so we'd be able to host educational like programming, even if it's on possibly permaculture and homesteading and different things like that. And our idea is we'd really like to have a probably initially primitive campground, but we would love to be able to accommodate RVs, and we'd love to be able to make small like fantasy cabins, like kind of like Airbnb sort of stuff. Just make like little tiny home style rental cabins. That way, if people wanted to come for one of our weekend events, they could either tent camp, they could RV, they could stay in a hotel in a nearby town and drive in. They could rent a cabin and participate in whatever kind of events we're hosting. And that's something that really was liberating about this, was to be like, we can just host it. We don't have to coordinate it. We don't have to plan it. We don't have to get we don't have to teach it. We can just be an avenue that is more affordable than the hotels and stuff. Yes, oh my gosh, yes. Allison said these plans are making me think of the William Holland School of Lapidary Arts in Georgia. First off, I totally want to go there and take classes. Second off, yes, very, very inspired by them. Yes, just put a pavilion on the pond for yoga. We're hoping so. And we'll kind of see how all of this starts. The first building we build would actually be the wood shop, because that's where we're going to build the rest of this out of, is the wood shop. Randy and I are going to get a pole barn built and live in a loft of it, and then make the glass studio because it's really nice to be able to walk barefoot around your house, hopefully, and not have broken glass from cutting up glass and stuff. And then the house would be next, and then we'd kind of, so this would be house and craft room workshop all in one initially. So that's step one of the dream. And then hopefully we'll be able to expand agriculturally and see how it goes. So, what an oak we're trying to grow here. Sarah says, do you have a parcel of land actually picked out for this? We do not. We didn't want to go shopping for land until, like, we don't have any. Like, we're still working towards getting out of debt, which is taking all of our funds. And so, but once that has happened, we want to be saving up as much as possible to be able to have a down payment for, whenever you go shopping and you find the perfect land, by the time if we found the perfect land today, the odds of it still being available in like 5 years when we've finally been able to save up enough money for it, is very unlikely. So we're gonna try to get funds together first and still be shopping and learning, but because like we're not going to buy the first piece of land we come across. We'd actually like to go and just look at land that we're not even going to buy here in Missouri, just to be able to become familiar with just looking at as many pieces of property as possible, So watch the nomadic movement. Right on, Droma. We just stood up our third wall for our wood shop this last weekend. One more to go. I will have lots of practice. We'll work for Acorns. Right on. We'd actually found a campground that had some volunteer opportunities for like work hours, and I think we might try to do some work with Habitat for Humanity just to get experience with beyond building our own shed in the backyard, like to get more experience with different things like this. I'm going to scroll through trying to catch up with comments. Has Randy thought of moving to Twitch?
I've already answered that.
Oh, okay. Let me ask some of my chainmail friends about costs. A couple have put together a weekend-long chainmail convention workshop at a hotel, and I don't remember it being that expensive. We were going to try to have like a vendor hall with like a craft show, and so like we were going really big and renting out a bunch of space. So, but right, Jean? Yeah, that's kind of the first. A pro says woodworking. We're gonna need teachers, pro. In a fleet of solar-powered golf carts. Yes. Miss craft fairs and Renfest so much. I hope we can go back to them later this year. My goal is to get a booth. Right on, Brooke. And that was something I was actually talking to Randy to the other day. Was Hey, Memphis Comic and Fantasy Con. Joe, is that you, Joe? So his 2020 stinks. We didn't get to see you. Hope to see you in November. I hope so too, Joe. Bye, Babette. Hey, Debbie. Oh, I'm so glad you like what we do. He says, it's me. Hey. Oh, yeah, 2020 blows. Hardcore. But we're troopers. We keep on. All of us do. MBA in futility. Oh, no. Really? Brooke says my first convention is actually Chattacon. Chattacon's not bad. Like, well, it's been a long time. Wait, Chattacon. Is that in January? In Chattanooga? At the Choo Choo Hotel? If I'm remembering.
I think it's the second one.
No, because that was Conuga.
Right. Was Conuga not first?
Okay. Our first convention was also Chattacon, Brooke, if I'm thinking of the correct convention. I think like our 6th convention was actually Memphis Comic and Fantasy Con. Okay, up next. Ooh, I am going to wrap. What did I do with those moons? Let me put these away. Brooke says, I wonder if we were there at the same time. Maybe. I'm trying to think when the last time we vended Chattacon was. I don't know. You'd have recognized us, I think. We had a bunch of like scantily clad mannequins. Oh, really, Sarah? I still remember. I have very fond thoughts of getting to meet you at Gem City. We were actually running our friend's booth who sells t-shirts. So it was like super chill and a lot of fun. And it was our first comic, like pure comic, not other things as well. Like it was a whole nother world. There wasn't a single person dressed up as an anime character. I didn't know what to do with myself. No, that's not true. There was that kid from Naruto that carries around that gourd.
I don't remember seeing anyone doing cosplay.
I do, because it was so out of place. Because everybody else was like wearing a comic book t-shirt. During the separatees, you have required different kinds of licensing. You need to plan for that in your budget. Yeah, and right now, Tara, we realize a lot of those things and the kind of we're casting a very, very wide net dream wise, because when we get to the land, there's going to be a lot of things that, depending on the layout of the land and different things like that, will render a lot of these ideas just completely undoable. Like, we may not have good land for hay fields, we may not have good land for keeping livestock on. So it's we're just dreaming as many different possible dreams, and then we'll kind of find out which one sticks. Gara, gotcha, Chibi. And the weebs emerge from the woodworks. Thanks, Chibi. Ooh, Halloween this year, because we're gonna have a whole bunch of very repressed people finally being able to actually get outside and enjoy themselves for Halloween this year. So I cannot wait to see the different costumes and stuff. Hey, Ivana, thank you. I'm really glad you like what we do. But I feel like I've just been sitting here petting beads. Let's do some wire wrapping. So, oh, have I? Holy crap. Okay. Jean says, I picture you with some tiny goats, right? Bye, Sarah. Thanks for hanging out. It's always great to see you. Okay, so we're going to do a last minute Q&A before we go, because we are quite a ways over time. So any last minute questions before we go? I have my tablet so I can read your questions. She says, baby goats. I can see you with some tiny goats. I'm scared to keep goats. I don't know. I would love to, but it's going to be such a huge time. And like when this happens, I'm thinking if, but when this happens, got to work on that mindset. Animals will be probably the very last thing, except for chickens, because I can't live without chickens. Livestock and anything like that will be the absolute last thing that get added into the mix. So just because I know how much of a huge time commitment all of that is, and how much of the top priority taking care of the other animals becomes. Could fire the lawn guy? What? I love my lawn guy. Why would I fire him? Oh, we'll get in goats. Yeah, we wouldn't need a lawn guy anymore. We need a goat wrangler. Make sure you have good land for a hemp field. We'll see how it goes. Dave Ramsey's. Oh, that is an incentive to keep our own dairy herd so that we can make cheese. But maybe if I'm lucky enough to ever get to like retire. Yes, the name of the get out of debt guy is Dave Ramsey's. And he's going to tell you all sorts of stuff you don't want to hear. about how you shouldn't spend money on beads. But we did follow his total money makeover, and we're hoping to be completely out of debt soon. We'll see. It depends, not gonna lie, entirely on how much shit you guys buy up our website. So, no Gordon Ramsay. Do what?
No pressure.
No pressure or anything. No, we'll figure it out. No, Gordon Ramsay yells at you for how you cook. Dave Ramsey yells at you for how you spend your money. So, but no, he's got a lot of wisdom there. It's not perfect for everybody, but it's really great about telling you what it told me what I didn't want to hear, but what I needed to hear about long-term discipline. And also, for so long, Randy and I listened to Dave Ramsey, and we're like, this is great and all, but we are literally living hand to mouth.
This is what we do with our money.
This is what we do with our money, if we had any. But it was in such a difficult position, because it's like, do we get stable daytime jobs and try to do that way, or do we keep doing our hustle? And we believed so much in our dream when everybody, y'all, darn near everybody. Actually, Joe, if you're still in here, you're one of the few people who actually freaking believed in us. So thank you, Joe, with Memphis Comic and Fantasy Con. But like 98% of the people that we interacted with, we were just dumb kids. We were making terrible decisions. It's like, but who's gonna grow up to be a YouTuber? Like, whenever you say to your parents, I think I'm gonna be a YouTuber, they just look at you like, but here we freaking are. And Randy and I believed a lot in that. So we were like, we will keep being poor now, reinvesting every penny we can scrape together back into our business, and just keep pushing it and trying it. Wow. So stay at home and work. Yep. I don't have a debt problem. I have an income problem. Yeah. And that's where we are at. That's still kind of, because it's like, it's very difficult to, we don't set up automatic payments for anything, because we're like, we don't know if we're going to make any money next month. So we are like squirrels, hiding our nuts away, burying them everywhere that we can, being like, So hopefully we can keep hustling, keep juggling the way that we do. You'd be me, but y'all are making it happen. And I feel very much, Jean, if we can make it happen, y'all can make it happen, because y'all are much more clever than Randy and I are. Y'all are much more talented than Randy and I are. And y'all are much harder workers. I have seen you guys. You're awesome, and you can do this. It's just a lot of hard work. So, Shepherdess says, I'm really nervous about auto payments too. They can add up. I have it all noted in one place. Yep. Randy and I do a morning meeting every single day where we balance our budget and we look at what's coming out and what's going in and what we need to do. And like, it's the first thing we think about in the morning, and the last thing we think about before going to bed is how we're going to make this dream happen. And that's how it's been for 12 years. So, you must pay yourself first, plan for retirement as well. We are, Phyllis. Like, we actually feel like such grown-ups, but we've got a Roth IRA now. It has like $2 in it, but we're starting. And so that's part of, because my hands aren't going to last forever. It's very likely that I'm going to get sick early on in my late adulthood. So just based off of genes and my eating habits. So we're trying to keep all of our ducks in a row, but still dream as big as possible. Jean says, how the heck do you fix your hair? Okay, so I cut it this morning. Like Randy and I both had haircuts first thing today. Just 3/4 of an inch on the sides. I missed a spot up here, so it's a little bit long. And then I French braid it as tight as I can, because I have very fine hair, so it doesn't want to like grip. And then I use the Got to Be Glued hairspray that looks like an air horn, and I spray it and I let it dry, and I just use a bobby pin down at the end, But I spray it and let it dry while I do my face, and then I come through and I kind of pinch and pull it out, starting at the back and working my way up. Um, I also use some of the Got to Be Glued on my roots before I French braid it to just make it not be, because otherwise my hair will just be like sad. Y'all can totally do it. Don't lose sight of the fact that you're living part of your dream now, crafting for a living. Exactly, Pinky. And that's something I've had a hard year, 3 weeks, week, I don't know. Time's a construct, but it's for so long we've kept our eyes on our feet as we're working, as we're grinding on the grindstone, that we looked up and we're like, holy shit, we're here. Like we're doing this. We're actually doing this. And that was like 53,000 subscribers ago. Oh my god. But now I'm trying very hard I'm trying to figure out where we're going on the horizon, but I don't want to just stay looking at the horizon. I love where we're at right now, and I'm enjoying this so much. Our recent scare with Sam Dog and his cancer really brought me back hard to being very, very aware and present in the now, because it's what was it I was saying to Randy? A minute lasts a minute, whether you're rushing or present in it. But truly, it's we get the same amount of time every day, whether I've got my face in my phone scrolling through Instagram or whether I'm sitting here cuddling my dog. And I can guarantee you which one of those I'd rather be doing. So work at it and we'll make it happen to help you with your dream. Oh, Holly. We do get to be home together. All that thinking is why artists barely sleep. Shoot, I got 9 hours and 18 minutes last night of solid sleep according to my Fitbit. So I don't know about that. It is, we sleep hard, we work hard, and we play hard. Yeah.
I don't know about that. You woke me up at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, I did. I don't know. I woke up at 3. I had like bad dreams or something. But then
You woke me up?
Well, yeah. Well, you didn't. He wouldn't turn back on. I watch How the Universe Works to fall asleep. Like I'm sleep trained. If I hear micro talk, I just pass out. And I couldn't fall back asleep. And I was like, hey, can you turn the TV back on? And he's like, So I had to like crawl over him. Oh, hey Shirley, we were just logging out. We've been on for about 2.5 hours. I'm hoping my seeds germinate. Ooh. Just give it up, Randy. This is Holly. No, Randy's good. But yeah, I woke him up. Well, if I'm gonna be awake, he's like, hey, wake up. But I came outside last night at like 3 in the morning and like looked at the moon. I was just on my front porch in my robe, looking at the moon, just like it's a beautiful night. And it was like over there. So it wasn't obstructed by any of the street lights or anything. And I was just dreaming dreams about one day we'll be at Acorn Acres and I'll be on my front porch naked looking at the moon. So, dreams. I make Mardi Gras throws for a living, but for now I make delicious coffee drinks. Ooh, right on, Pinky. It's good service, good work you're doing. I didn't know he narrated that. He had narrated like the first couple of seasons, I think. And then they got somebody who sounds like Wish Micro. You know the meme where it's like the Wish version of like expectation, reality of the Wish version. And so something's just a little off, but it's still good. I like it. But okay, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I don't know when we'll have those acorns up because I don't have that page put together yet, but I will be sure to let you guys know if any of y'all are interested in that. I don't ever want anybody to feel pressured or anything to participate. Like if y'all couldn't care a second swipe about any of that stuff and you're like, dude, just show me how to wire wrap. I get it. But we do have this there because I'm kind of obsessed about it. So, and I do like sharing it with you guys. But thank you so much again for hanging out with us. And, ooh, goodness, Jean. That's rough. But I feel that. But we'll see y'all next time. So until then, happy crafting. Bye.